So what's up guys, can we show you back in the video. Today's video is what if Beardo was in Total Drama Island. So this idea was by user-ZUAFZ3B. Thank you for your suggestion, and I'm going to get onto the poll on what team Beardo would be on. So I made this about 2 weeks ago. Basically, on the poll, 62% of you guys said Beardo should be on the Scream Recovery team. So that's the team Beardo would be on. Beardo is put onto this team. It's just the introduction. Beardo's intro would be very much the same, but other than that, no elimination. So we're going to have to shift 2 episodes that are elimination rounds. So, episode 2, we have the hot tubs. Okay, so this is where we build the hot tubs. So the hot tubs challenge we have is, so the hot tubs is where we've got basically hot tubs. So they have to build the hot tubs and who would jump. So Beth wouldn't jump. So Katie and say Izzy would swap teams. Katie and Sadie jump. Courtney doesn't jump, and DJ. Who else jumps and doesn't jump this team? So everyone jumps in this team. Now, would Beardo jump here? And Beth doesn't. I do think Beardo would jump. And because Beardo was be a shy guy, I feel like he'd be friends with like Owen, probably as well Noah, but I think because the Gophers already win this challenge, Beardo being here would just make it a lot more better for them. So there's really no reason for Beardo not to win the challenge. They get the advantage, and Zeke's still voted off. Episode 3 is where we have the big sleep challenge. So Heather would make her alliance with Beth and Lindsay in this episode. Beardo, he would do alright here. And it would be Eva, Duncan, Heather, Gwen, Trent. Gwen would still win it for her team. And Eva would end up losing, so she would get voted off after losing an MP3 player and having a rampage, unfortunately, for Eva. Episode 4, Dodge Brawl. So Beardo would compete in Dodge Brawl. So then the Bass would lose, but they'd have to pick up Duncan. So Duncan and Harold would still win it for their team. And Noah's lazy and decides not to compete, so he still gets voted off. In Not Quite Famous, this will actually have a difference because in episode 5, we will actually have a difference here. So, in episode 5, we have Not Quite Famous. So, the talents. Justin would do it. Trent. Heather. I think Beardo would want to do his animal noises, but I think because of Heather's alliance, they would just let these 3 do it. And they originally picked Justin and Trent, and not want to really change that. I can't really change that, so those guys I think will still be selected. So Courtney and then Bridget and DJ. Bridget still throws up on everyone, breaks Courtney's violin. Jeff still breaks his skateboard. Harold beatboxes to win it for his team. And the Gophers are going to elimination. So Heather has her alliance. And what must have happened here is these 4 vote for Heather, but these 5 vote for Justin. Now, it comes down to who did Cody vote for in the original. So Cody must have voted for Trent in order for Justin to go home, which I find bizarre. Because for Heather, you think getting rid of Trent would be more of a logical move at this point, but that will be what if. I will make a what if Trent was voted on instead of Justin. That could be interesting. So Beardo, he wouldn't have that, so he'd vote for Heather. So that's 5-5. And then Cody would be the swing vote. Cody votes for Heather, so I think Heather more than likely gets sent home. So I think Heather more than likely is out here. Episode 6 is the Sucky Outdoors. So Katie and Sadie still at lost. Beardo would be alright here. Justin's going to start making some moves, so he would try to get Beth and Lindsay in an alliance. Trent and Gwen are cool. Cody and Owen are together. I feel like Beardo would hang out with Cody and Owen, but they get back first. Justin would use his looks to tame the bear. Izzy still dressed up as the bear, chased him in the tree. Katie and Sadie get lost and leaves it for the bass, so Katie's still out. Episode 7's Phobia Factor. So, Phobia Factor, the Fears Challenge. So, Harold, Duncan gets a point. Garbo, DJ gets a point with the snake. Sadie gets a point by haircuts. Tyler feels the chicken despite the fact he does his fear originally. Bridget fills the outdoor 6 up. Jeff fills the rain cloud. Shauna fills the spiders. Cody fills the time bomb. Izzy and Owen pass the line. Trent passes the mind fear. Gwen passes being buried in the ground. Beth passes the rug fear. Lindsay passes the bad haircuts. Owen, Beardo, and Justin's fear is going to be looking ugly. Something to do with his face. He's failing. So what Beardo's fear would be. Beardo's a shy guy we saw in the confessional. I'm going to say Beardo's fear would be probably loneliness or potentially. I'm not sure. Let me know in the comments what Beardo's fear would be if I were to do this in the future, because I generally don't know. But I don't think Beardo would do it. So even if Beardo didn't do it, they're in a court unit, she's not going to do it. So Chris would have to triple the points because they would have only their 7. So I think there's too many people on the Gophers not to win the challenge. And Tyler gets unfairly booted like normal. So that's that. Episode 8 is where we have the up the creek. So the pairs. Justin has Lindsay and Beth. Gwen and Trent. Izzy and Owen. Beardo, LaShawna, Cody. LaShawna is with Izzy. So Bridget would still be with Courtney. Duncan, Jeff and DJ. Duncan's with the Boat of Losers with Sadie, Harold, and Duncan. So Harold would start to burn the oars. Then Izzy would still get the idea. The Killer Bass win. And because of that, Izzy still gets chased down with the CRM piece, so she gets voted off. She gets automatically eliminated from the game as a result. Episode 9 is where we have Paintball Deer Hunter. So Cody wouldn't get mauled by a bear this time, because Heather's not here. Then the hunters and the deer, it would be Beth, Lindsay, Shauna, Owen. So that means Beardo and Justin would be deer. Bridget, Harold, Jeff, who else is deer? DJ by himself would win this challenge, so I think the Killer Bass would still win. He kicks Owen off the cliff. Beardo would do slow motion, so he wouldn't do that probably that great here. Justin would be pathetic in this challenge, not wanting to hurt his face or physique. So the Gophers lose. And Justin has a 4-person. He has these 4 votes. But the other 5 are voting for Justin. So Justin tries to get Shauna out, but everyone else is voting for Justin. So I think Justin's sent home. As they realize Justin's a pretty big threat, and they might as well get him out while we can. So, and Beardo's not really a threat to anyone, as LaShawna, I think, would want to keep Beardo around, as she would see him as an easy vote to convince as well. So episode 10 is where we have If You Can't Take the Heat. Okay, so if you can't take the heat, everyone's cooking their own things. So the pairs, head chef, I think it'd be LaShawna and Jeff. Cooking together, Jeff and Bridget, Duncan, Courtney, DJ, Harold, Sadie. So then Cody, Beth, Lindsay, Cody and Owen, and Beardo would be with them too. So I think Owen would still eat the ribs. And I think Beth, without Heather holding her down, I think Beth will still have false determination, And because she would still reveal the Tiki statue, I think Beth would still go here. Episode 11 is Who Can You Trust? Okay, so this is where we have the Who Can You Trust challenge. So, Shauna and it's rock climbing Gwen and Shauna. Gwen and Beardo. Duncan and DJ. And I think Gwen would still get that point, even though DJ wouldn't get distracted by Gwen's pants being pulled down by Heather. Blowfish is Jeff and Bridget. Trent and Lindsay. Trent still gets an infirmary. Blind Trapeze is Harold and Bridget. Cody and honestly, Lindsay. Lindsay tells Owen to jump to Cody too early so he gets an infirmary as well. Blind tobogganing, it would be Owen, Shauna, Sadie, and Courtney. They still lose, and then the tobogganing, DJ and Jeff. Gwen and Beardo. DJ would still lift his mask. The Killer Bass lose, and they vote for Sadie. Like normal. Episode 12, Basic Training. So, Duncan, first part of the challenge, canoe over your head. So, Lindsay tags out. Then, dancing, Beardo. Where I say Cody, Owen, Trent, Owen actually made it. Bridget, and DJ, and that would leave Duncan, Jeff, and Courtney. So Gwen, Owen, falls with Shauna, Courtney, and Duncan. So Gwen would still win it for her team. And I think Harold still gets the votes against Courtney. Episode 13 is where we have external torture. So Trent and DJ still jump out of the plane. Trent's in the infirmary. Then we have the moose riding. Then I think for moose riding with Shauna and Jeff. Shauna and Jeff for moose riding, so I think for Shauna. Skiing it would be Lindsay and Duncan. And then the driver would be Harold. Owen, Beardo, Cody would drive, so I think Cody probably drives. But Harold wouldn't wipe out because his top doesn't come off. So I think the Killer Bass actually win this challenge. So, episode, who gets voted off? So, Lindsay. Cody, obviously Gwen doesn't respect Cody in the same way in this timeline. Owen's with Cody and Beardo, so they would just convince Lindsay. So Gwen asked them to vote for Cody. So these four vote for Cody. And who do these three vote for? They vote for Trent. So I think Cody's sent home. So it's guys versus girls. So guys versus girls. So this is an interesting one because usually this is just a non-elimination, but this will be an elimination to even the numbers. So the girls are alright at this challenge. It's just they don't have headers. So obviously the guys are pretty stacked. I don't know how Chris would work the teams. Maybe he put one of the guys maybe he put Harold on the girls team, but I don't think so. I think that's the team he's going to have. Sticking to the original, I think the guys are definitely winning regardless. Owen would eat anything, even if rather it be the disgusting food. Even if it came to the tiebreaker again between LaShawn and Owen. The only person we don't know is Beardo. I imagine he would have an alright stomach. But I think Owen would still win the challenge. Now, because this is an elimination, they're close. Gwen and Bridget are close, but they're going to keep Lindsay around because they were their former teammate. And Bridget's the bigger threat of the three, so these three vote for Bridget. And because of that, we are going to get to the merge. So, DJ, Shauna, Gwen, Lindsay. So, We're now at the merge. That's the merge cast. Beardo made it to merge, so bye-bye Gophers, bye-bye Bass, boys and the girls team. So we gotta bring back a camper. Because we have an extra a person here, so Izzy comes back because she stays down with the CRMP, and I think Eva would still come back. You could say Heather, but I think these are the two perfect candidates to come back. Episode 15 is where Sean would make an all girls alliance, and basically LaShawn was still winning. Like, even if Beardo won, everyone's gonna vote off Eva after this challenge. I think Eva's got the biggest target on her back. So Eva's out. Episode 16, this is where Heather kisses Trent. But that wouldn't happen in this timeline. So Beardo and Harold have the only two characters that wasn't here originally. So I decided to spin a wheel to see who would get Heather's key and get immunity. So Beardo and Harold. We have Harold. So episode 16 is where we have basically we've got picnic at hanging door. Oh, not picnic, sorry. This is where we have hide and be sneaky. So Harold gets immunity as he has Heather's key. This one is Duncan. The girls' alliance are intact. The girls, they would vote for Jeff because he's obviously the biggest threat. Girls have Trent, so they vote for Owen because he's a likable guy. He might win most challenges. They might not get another chance. So they vote for Owen. I think Harold votes for Duncan. Beardo and Owen. Beardo's with them, so he could get convinced. And I think Owen gets sent home. Episode 17 is where we had hide and be sneaky. Okay. So the girls realizes he's a big threat, so Harold's off by himself, so who wins the challenge? DJ's on the roof, so Lashano still wins the hiding spot. Harold and Beardo, I think Harold would win immunity and call out DJ. So the girls' alliance target Duncan. These four target Izzy. And Trent would be with them, so Harold votes for Duncan. So I think Duncan is out in episode 17. Episode 18 is where we have That's Off the Chain. These next episodes are very hard for me to decide who wins because these two challenges are flawed by nature, so I have to account it wasn't here originally. So LaShawn and Izzy are off this episode. So everyone can make a bike, so who would be out here? So Lindsay, make a bike. Gwen wipes out, DJ and Jeff gets the bolts. Now Trent said he was really good at bikes and really good at making bikes, I believe, so I think Trent would make it. So out of the four, Lindsay could definitely cross the finish line though, because she was really good in the original and would have crossed if Heather not tricked her. So I think Trent could get across. And between Harold and Beardo, I think Harold would cross before Beardo as he would have mad bicycle skills. And because of the unfair ruling that this challenge has, Beardo's just voted off. Episode 19 is Hook, Line, Screamer. So DJ would have the worst of death as he wouldn't be that good here, unless you think Harold would. Lindsay and Harold strikes me as people who wouldn't have as bad as the death as DJ was. Yes, Heather's not around, so he would actually meet the real Psycho Killer, but I think Gwen would still win immunity and DJ gets voted off. Episode 20 is Wakanda Gone Wild. So at this point, Sean knows there's a couple, Gwen and Trent, and that's quite threatening. So I feel like here, Gwen and Trent, who would they vote for? I think Gwen and Trent, obviously, Gwen wins the challenge. And Gwen was in the bottom two originally, as if she knew she was going to go home. So I think, well, Shauna wants to keep the Girls Alliance. So I think she gets Izzy and Lindsay vote for Trent, because she's closer to Gwen. She's able to convince Jeff. She convinces Harold. C4 vote for Harold. Jeff votes for Harold. Trent votes for Harold. I think everyone just votes for Harold here. So Harold gets sent home. Episode 21 is Trial by Triathlon, so it's Gwen and Jeff, Izzy and Trent and Shauna, Lindsay and Trent. These are the pairs. First part is the eating challenge. Shauna wouldn't be able to force feed him, so I think Izzy and Gwen and Jeff. Second part would be Race to Bonnie Island, so Gwen and Jeff. Remember the elimination order. I know LaShawn and Trent are pretty. LaShawn and Duncan's pretty good at this personally, but I think Izzy could be really good at this challenge. As Izzy's very small, and I think Izzy could definitely remember the elimination order, as well as Lindsay. So I think here, Gwen and Jeff have immunity, and because they have 2 points to their 1 point, but they think it comes down to a popularity contest at this point. So, because they know Gwen and Trent are a couple, I think they choose to eliminate Trent here, as Trent's the more popular of the two and would more than likely win a popularity contest over Gwen. Episode 22 is where we have the camp losers choosing everyone, and still be LaShauna. Yes, you could argue Jeff is more popular, but I'm not going to change LaShauna going home because this vote is just flawed by nature. I think it's the most flawed episode. Like, LaShauna's here. Like, if LaShauna wasn't here, I would say Jeff, but I think LaShauna still goes here. Episode 23. No Mr. Coconut, no elimination. Episode 24 is where we have I Triple Dog Dirty. So the pairs, Gwen and Jeff, and that leaves Lindsay and Izzy. So Gwen's really good at survival themed challenges. Izzy's really good as well in the woods. So it's ever a race to the end, I think. I think Gwen and Jeff's like an Owen. I think Jeff will be that good here. I think more it's Gwen that's leading the group, and then Lindsay and Izzy. But I think here Jeff and Gwen would get there faster than Lindsay and Izzy. And Jeff would choose to eliminate Izzy as he has a rival with her and she's the biggest threat, so he's going to get rid of her, as he likes Lindsay. Episode 25 is where we have the dares. Now, the dares are random element. I have no way of knowing what dares they would have had from the other campers. I'm not even aware what Beardo's dare would have been. So, going off from what I know, Gwen and Jeff could never make it to the end because Jeff, he went in toilet sewage, and Gwen, she drank out of a toilet. So Lindsay wouldn't shave her hair off like Heather. So I think third place, Lindsay. So they each get winning endings. Gwen and Jeff are the finalists of the season. Basically, supporters, Lindsay would support Gwen, Izzy Gwen, LaShauna Gwen, Trent Gwen, Harold Gwen, Jeff, Beardo Jeff, Duncan Jeff, Owen, Gwen and Jeff. I'm going to say Jeff, Eva Gwen, Bridget Gwen, Cody Gwen, Courtney Jeff, Sadie Gwen, Beth Gwen, Justin, Jeff or Gwen. I'm going to say probably Gwen, Tyler, Jeff, Katie Gwen, Heather Gwen, not Gwen, I think she'll go for Jeff actually. Noah goes for Gwen and Jeff. I'm going to say probably goes for Jeff, and then Ezekiel goes for Jeff. So the rest of the end, they each get winning endings. They would split the prize money, and Jeff would do similar to Owen, throw a party. However, unlike Owen, obviously he would say sport, he wouldn't say that until the end what to do with the money. He would throw a party and give it to Gwen, some money to Gwen. He would split it either way with himself and Bridget and even his friends. So I think ultimately the winners are decided by who crosses the finish line, and Jeff's winning, and obviously he crosses before, and Gwen, she crosses after as well. So Trent's there depending on when they cross. If Gwen crosses before, if Jeff crosses before Gwen, Trent's there before the finish line. If Gwen crosses after Jeff, then Trent's at the finish line with Gwen with his rock, obviously. So, and neither Gwen or Jeff would give the money to Chris and make a new season, as they would both be more responsible and quite aware of not giving the money. Now, you could say Jeff maybe would do that, but I think here he probably wouldn't. But the guys watching, this is the only show I think season 1 have gone. If Beardo was in total Drama Island. And yeah, peace for all.